Are you curious what Depression era cookie recipes were like? Well, join me and my family as we try out these 1930 cookies. So come and step in my kitchen with me and we'll see how these turn out and taste. No, it's spelled with a K though, Kornette. Very interesting, so. So our first cookie recipe is going to be Kornette's, some popcorn-based cookies from this 1930s book. So let's check out what this Depression era cookie was like. So here I have some beaten egg whites. I just used my hand mixer here to beat these up. And we have some brown sugar. The recipe will be down below in the description. These are sort of reminding me of caramel corn cookies with kind of a meringue base, which I find really interesting. So let's get this mixed up. This is looking really yummy. Ooh, splattering around a little bit. Oops. Whoa, okay. I have a little bit of a mess to clean up. That's fine. Let me pick this up. This is a clean counter. I just cleaned it up this morning so we can add that. All right, that is done. So let's check our recipe. Oops. Sorry about that. So we have some melted butter. Okay, so we're gonna stir in this and then the chopped popcorn, salt, and vanilla. So this is solidified just a little bit, but that's okay. That will still go in here. And let me know if you love caramel corn, movie popcorn, all that good stuff. This is popcorn that I popped on the stove and then I put it in the food processor and chopped it up a bit. I left, excuse me, some bigger pieces, not to chop it up too fine, but you can chop it up however you like it. So this is 3/4 cup and that's going in there along with 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And then of course my favorite kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of that. So I'm not going to be using this mixer to mix that up, so we'll set that to the side. We're just going to use a regular spoon. We don't want to deflate this too much because it's really looking like a popcorn or a caramel corn meringue, which I am really excited about. Caramel corn is definitely a weakness of mine. Let me know what your weaknesses are when it comes to snacks or movie snacks. I remember on a road trip, my grandma brought something called fiddle faddle, which I need to see if you still can get in stores. One time I found it at a dollar store. I was very excited. It's basically a caramel corn with nuts, very similar to other things, but I just love the name. And it brings back memories of road trips. So I'll be cleaning that counter in just a moment. So we're supposed to drop this by spoonfuls onto a baking sheet and we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. I might be checking these at 10 minutes because I'm using the convection setting on my oven, so sometimes it's a little faster. But I will come back when these are out of the oven. I want to show you a little close-up as to how they look here. But let's check these out when they come out, and then we'll move on to our next cookie recipe. So these are the Kornette cookies straight out of the oven. And they are nice and golden brown. They only took 10 minutes, but they may take 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on them in your oven, depending on how fast it is. These sort of remind me of like a lace cookie or something because they really thinned out. I'm just gonna let them cool here on the cookie sheet because I don't want to move them and break them too much. I'm gonna let them sort of harden. Some spread more than others, but yeah, this is really curiously interesting recipe. I'm excited to try them with the family, so stay tuned for that as we look at our tablescape and try out the cookies with the family later. So let's move on to our next cookie recipe. So now we're moving on to our next recipe, lemon wafers. This is a type of recipe I see in a lot of vintage cookbooks. So I wanted to check out what these were like. So we have a cup of softened butter in here. We're just gonna mix that up so that it's nice and soft and whipped up. And then we're gonna be adding 2 cups of sugar to that. What I find interesting is there's no specific amount of flour in this recipe, but it asks you to just add enough flour to make a soft dough. So we will be evaluating that on our own. So we want to kind of cream the sugar and butter together as best we can here. Get that nice and fluffy. Let me know if you like lemon cookies down in the comments below. My son said that he would like these. I love all kinds of really tart and sour things, really tart apples, citrus thing, anything sour I really love. I used to eat rhubarb raw when I was a kid. Luckily not the leaves, but the stems. So let me know if you used to do something crazy like that. So let's check our recipe. We need to add the eggs, and I'll be right back because I forgot my whisk because I'm supposed to beat these ahead of time. So be back. I have my mini whisk here, and I also got a scraper to make sure I'm incorporating all the butter and sugar really well, scraping all around. Wanted to get that done here. I like how simple this recipe is. It says to heat the oven to 380 degrees. It's a very specific temperature. So that's what we have it at. So let's beat these eggs really well and get them in here. Excellent. Now I did use whoops, I will clean that later. Fresh squeezed lemon juice. There's 3 tablespoons here, so a nice punch of lemon. Let's get that all mixed, and we'll start with 1 cup of flour and see how much we need for our soft dough. Smells nice and lemony. Okay, so let's start with 1 cup of flour. I think we'll probably need more than that, but we'll just do 1 cup at a time. Okay, that's a soft dough, but a little too soft. So I'd say let's add around another cup at least. Want to go slowly so that we're not overworking this. Might take my spatula in here again. That's it's starting to look pretty good. Don't want to add too much flour in, but we want enough. Okay, I might add in maybe another ½ cup. And down in the description, I will add the recipes, and I will add in about how much flour I put in, but you may need to judge for yourself. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so let's check out this dough here. I'm just gonna add maybe another half cup, so that'll equal about 3 cups. And we'll see how that goes. I don't want it to be too sticky because we're gonna need to roll that out. Okay. See how that goes. All right, let's take a look at this dough. So that is nice and soft, but I think we can roll that out. I'm gonna take just a moment to set up our rolling and cutting area, and we'll be back to do that before we get the cookies in the oven. See you in a moment. Okay, we are all set up to roll our wafers. So let's get this going here. We have a small bit of dough here. I sprinkled my trusty rubber mat here with lots of flour, and then I put some on top, and I have my French rolling pin. And this is still nice and soft, as the recipe was saying. And they say they want them fairly thin. I don't like super thin cookies, but we will give it our best go here. See how this is looking. Okay. I think that's looking to my liking. Let's see how these cut out. Hopefully they're not too soft. See how I can pick this up here. Okay. So we're gonna get that on there. I'm gonna take a few more minutes to get the rest of these cut out. You can see how this looks here. And these will be baking, let's see, for 10 minutes at 380. So I will finish cutting these out, and I will bring you back when we have these lovely cookies out of the oven, and then we'll be doing a deep dive into this 1930 cookbook. So now that the cookies are going, let's check out this 1930 cookbook that we're making the cookie recipes out of, the new Delineator recipes. And this is a well-used book from 1930, so it's a Depression era book. And it has so many different recipes for everything from appetizers to French recipes, frozen desserts, cooking at the table, which is really interesting. And it's interesting that it was published by the Butterick Publishing Company that also did patterns for clothing, so that's interesting. What I love most about this book is this section back here on cooking for two, and also how to use leftovers. So I love this sentence here. Sometimes it is well to keep your leftovers uncooked. I love the formality of some of these things. If you have a steak that is too large for one meal, because in order to have it appetizing, you had to have it cut fairly thick, cut out the heart or tenderloin and broil it, keeping the rest for a fresh meat casserole the next day. So a way to use things in different ways, either cooked or raw, and then ways to sort of incorporate things into other things. So I love all these different ideas, ways you can use cake batter, pie dough, biscuit dough. You can even bake it in a sheet with cinnamon and sugar. You can use it for coffee cake. So I love these ways of using up things and being creative with not making way too much food. So I think these are really interesting ones. And I love to see, especially these really spattered pages, that shows that someone really loved to make these cakes. So that is the sign of a great cookbook. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this book. If you have this book or have any Depression era books, I would love to hear about it. So let's see in the next section how our cookies turned out. Wow, look how beautiful these look. I am really impressed. They smoothed out so nicely. They puffed up a bit. They just look really delicious, to be honest. And I added the little extra sparkle by just sprinkling a little bit of sugar on top. And another thing you could do is zest a lemon, mix that with a little sugar and sprinkle that on top to add more lemon flavor. But I am extra excited to try these with the family. So check out the tablescape next of our little cookie party from 1930, and then we'll taste these with the family tonight. I will see you there. Check out our beautiful tablescape for this 1930 cookie party. I have these cute little rose plates, some milk glasses. We might have decaf coffee and hot chocolate too. And then here are the delicious lemon wafers and Kornette cookies. So let's stay tuned and see what the family thinks of these cookies. Hey everybody, we're here to try these 1930 cookies with the family.
What do we have here?
So these thinner cookies are Kornettes. They're made with popcorn and kind of a meringue.
How are they so thin if they're made of popcorn?
Well, there's popcorn and beaten egg white and sugar, some melted butter.
Do you grind up the popcorn?
Yeah, that's kind of the flour, I guess you would say.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's more kind of a flat meringue. And then these are lemon wafers. So kind of like a lemon sugar cookie. Everybody's going for those first. I like it.
Right.
One of each.
Let's try these.
Should we try the Kornettes?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So you're not saying corn nut?
No. It's spelled with a K though. Kornettes.
Oh.
Very interesting. So.
It's kind of pulled apart.
Oh.
Oh, it's like caramel.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like caramel corn in a cookie form.
Fascinating.
Wow. That was really good, and it even has like the salty part of the popcorn.
It does taste like popcorn. Or, yeah.
Wow, I'm a fan of these. I mean,
I like
they
it.
don't look pretty, but they're sure extremely tasty.
I'd approve.
Yum.
Really unique.
I like it.
They look like a kind of fizzled chocolate chip cookie, but it's actually really different tasting.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love those. Let's see, lemon wafers.
How does it? Why does it taste like caramel? The Kornettes.
It's the brown sugar.
Oh wow, yeah. And this is a lemon sugar cookie.
A lemon wafer officially. Ooh, this has a nice light lemon taste to it. It's very soft inside, if you can see. It's. What are your thoughts?
I personally don't got a ton of lemon, to be honest.
I'm not getting much lemon either. It's a nice sugar cookie,
Yeah.
but I'm really trying to hunt for the lemon.
Yeah.
There is, but it's just very light and subtle. I think it might amp it up if you put lemon zest,
Yeah. It's still a good cookie though, so
but it's yummy.
I would approve.
Yeah, I guess I've got some lemon in the second bite.
It's subtle, but it's
It's
nice.
a really nice cookie though.
It is quite good, yeah.
But surprisingly, I think the standout are those popcorn cookies.
Kornettes.
They're just
Yeah, I was like, wow, these are just so good.
they're like caramel corn potato chips or something.
Yeah, check it out. Very strange looking. Yeah, it looks like the chocolate chip cookie that spread out too much, but
Did you have to like
it's amazing.
did you have to like blend the popcorn or something?
I use a food processor.
Oh, wow.
Back then, I'm not sure how you'd chop it up, but maybe a food chopper or something.
I
But...
can't help wondering, like, if you could put chocolate chips in these, what might happen?
Oh. I think I'm doing this again with chocolate chips. That'd be amazing.
I don't know if the chocolate chips will stain it because it's so thin.
I don't know, but I'm a huge fan of these. These are just like, yeah, caramel corn and a cookie.
Maybe you could do chocolate sprinkles or something.
Sprinkles. That's a great idea.
I know, it's surprising the depth of flavor in those cookies.
I know, right? It's really impressive.
I'm really
Wow.
impressed.
Good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Delicious.
Definitely try these recipes.